Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Warnsdorfer School was open last Saturday, not for class, but for a Character Counts breakfast. Staff, students, and parents participated in the event, and Trish LaDuca stopped by to check it out. On Making a Difference, Diane de Oliveira finds out how seniors can get a free eye exam. We'll let you know about some events coming up, like a traditional Irish music concert by musician Mick Maloney, and the annual Daisy Breakfast fundraiser. Also, a review of Monday's Township Council meeting, and more, so stay with us. February 22nd is the actual birth date of George Washington, and in commemoration of that event, Jack Cargill, professor of history at Rutgers University, and Shelley Benaroya of the East Brunswick Arts Commission here present brief excerpts of important speeches to and from our first president.
Washington's resignation address to the Continental Congress, delivered at Annapolis, Maryland on December the 23rd, 1783, which prompted a response from the grateful Congress. Both are brief and, with a couple of deletions, are appropriate for reading aloud. A few days earlier, Washington had written to the Continental Congress asking whether it would be deemed proper for him to offer his resignation in writing or at an audience. The Congress chose the latter, and thus Washington delivered publicly the following remarks. Mr. President, the great events on which my resignation depended having at length taken place, I have now the honor of offering my sincere congratulations to Congress and of presenting myself before them to surrender into their hands the trust committed to me and to claim the indulgence of retiring from the service of my country. Happy in the confirmation of our independence and sovereignty, and pleased with the opportunity afforded the United States of becoming a respectable nation, I resign with satisfaction the appointment I accepted with diffidence, a diffidence in my abilities to accomplish so arduous a task, which, however, was superseded by a confidence in the rectitude of our cause, the support of the supreme power of the Union, and the patronage of heaven. I consider it an indispensable duty to close this last solemn act of my official life by commending the interests of our dearest country to the protection of Almighty God, and those who have superintendence of them to His holy keeping. Having now finished the work assigned me, I retire from the great theater of action, and bidding an affectionate farewell to this august body, under whose orders I have so long acted, I here offer my commission and take my leave of all the employments of public life.
Sir, the U.S. and Congress assembled receive with emotions too affecting for utterance this solemn resignation of the authorities under which you have led their troops with success through a perilous and doubtful war. Called upon by your country to defend its invaded rights, you accepted the sacred charge before it had formed alliances, and whilst it was without funds or a government to support you. You have conducted the great military contest with wisdom and fortitude, invariably regarding the rights of the civil power through all disasters and changes. You have, by the love and confidence of your fellow citizens, enabled them to display their martial genius and transmit their fame to posterity. Having defended the standard of liberty in this new world, having taught a lesson useful to those who inflict and to those who feel oppression, you retire from the great theater of action with the blessings of your fellow citizens. We join you in commending the interests of our dearest country to the protection of Almighty God, beseeching Him to dispose the hearts and minds of its citizens to improve the opportunity afforded them of becoming a happy and respectable nation. And for you, we address to Him our earnest prayers that a life so beloved may be fostered with all His care, that your days may be happy as they have been illustrious, and that He will finally give you that reward which this world cannot give.
The Middlesex County Cultural and Heritage Commission and the Folklife Program of New Jersey present a concert by Mick Maloney.
Come around.
a night of traditional Irish music, song, and dance, Wednesday, March 10th at 7 p.m. at the East Brunswick Vocational High School on Ruse Lane.
I made a resolution, and I think it a very good plan, for to travel to America and view that foreign land.
Mick Maloney, along with other musicians, will also be joined by traditional step dancers for what promises to be a truly lively and spirited evening. The concert is free of charge, however, registration is required by calling the Commission at 732-745-4489.
Good morning. We're here at the Character Counts breakfast at Warnsdorfer Elementary School, and I have Stuart Alterman with me. He's the Character Counts breakfast committee chairperson, and you have quite an event going here. Lots of kids with their parents. Can you tell us a little bit about the event and how it came about?
Sure. I mean, it's pretty amazing how this all came about. I mean, we decided to adopt the theme of the school, which was Character Counts, and then our decorating committee went wild. There's decorations all over the place, and it's just, I walked in here and it's amazing. That's the one word I would use to describe this event, amazing.
I noticed there's stations, and there's also lots of older kids here, kids that don't go to Warnsdorfer. They're from the East Brunswick Youth Council.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about that. Okay, we have the different stations we have set up. Okay, one is the kids can create a tile, something about character, an 8x8 tile that will be permanently mounted in the school. Then we have you can write a letter to a serviceman. Okay, and we have the Army and the Marines here to greet the kids, to talk to them about what it's all about. So extend a greeting to a serviceman. We also have a really neat trust game, okay, where the kids lead another kid blindfolded through an obstacle course. Okay, so that just shows another character trait of trust. And one other really neat thing we have is it's called a chain of character. We have these paper people that the children decorate, put their names on it, and what character trait, and those are going to get chained around in the front lobby. So there's a lot of lasting memories and tributes that'll be in the school long after this event is passed. And as far as the other children, the kids that are working here, the youth council has been fabulous. I mean, they're just like all over the place, everywhere, super responsible, and they're very enthusiastic. I couldn't ask for a better crew to work with.
Fantastic. I know that there was also some help and support from some other organizations around the community.
Yeah, some of the other organizations that help, we got a lot of donations. Home Depot, AC Moore, some corporate sponsorship, Prudential, SG Cowan, which is a securities company, a lot of the faculty and staff in Warnsdorfer, a lot of the community came out and they did all wonderful baking. Dunkin' Donuts donated a whole lot of donuts. Bagel Giant, all the bagels. So yeah, everybody's really supported us.
Okay.
As well as the foundation. And the foundation gave us a really nice $500 grant to put a lot of this together because they really saw what we were doing and they really believed in it, and we're showing them, we're putting their money to good work.
Seniors who can't afford eye exams can now get help through a national eye care project. Hi, I'm Diane DeOliveira, and with me today is Dr. Robert Scharfman to talk about Eye Care America. Thank you for being with me today, Dr. Scharfman.
Thank you.
How many doctors participate in this program?
Well, roughly there are about 7,000 doctors throughout the United States who are participating in the Eye Care Project.
So how does this Eye Care Project work?
Well, it's a project designed to get seniors eye care exams at no out-of-pocket expense. There's a intake phone number that you call, 1-800-222-EYES, and at that conversation they will screen people to determine if they're eligible. To be eligible, you need to be over 65. You can't have had an eye exam within 3 years, and you can't be in an HMO or a member of the VA, because those entities can give you eye care exams, again, at no out-of-pocket expense.
How great is the need for such a project like this? Being that you have an office in Old Bridge, do you see a lot of seniors who come in and then they realize they don't have insurance or they're not covered?
Yeah, it's actually a very good project. There are a lot of people out there who, for many different reasons, don't get their eyes checked, be it fear, be it cost. But the nice thing about this project is it really takes away that excuse for not getting your eyes examined. And people over 65 have a lot of eye problems, unfortunately, and some of them they don't even know that they're having problems, such as glaucoma or diabetes or macular degeneration.
Now, did you ever have an experience with one of your patients where they came in and maybe they were afraid to go to the doctor because of not having health coverage?
Definitely. There are people who are afraid that they're losing their vision, and they're also afraid that they don't have the money to take care of things. But fortunately about this project is a lot of times it turns out when people come in, they really don't need anything serious. They just need their eyeglass prescription changed. But occasionally we have picked up people who need surgery for some of these problems.
Now, again, you mentioned that there are some ways you can be eligible and not eligible. What would disqualify a senior from being able to participate?
Well, again, if you have an HMO, you have to go through your HMO. The National Eye Care Project was able to obtain a waiver from Medicare, from the government, to allow doctors to see Medicare patients and not have to bill them for their deductibles and for their copays. So again, they will do that evaluation at the intake phone call, and that number is 1-800-222-EYES.
So about how many of your patients that you currently see are through the Eye Care America program?
Not that many, but I'm sad to say I wish there were more, because I think it really reflects people don't know about the program, people are afraid to come, and there are a lot of ophthalmologists who have volunteered to participate in this great program.
How long has the program been around? Has it been a while?
It's been around for at least a number of years. I'm not sure of the exact date of it, but they've probably seen close to 50 to 100,000 people through the project over the period of years that it's been around.
So Dr. Scharfman, how did you find out about this? Was it something that the government mailed you information on, or did you inquire about it?
No. I'm active in our societies, in the ophthalmologic societies, and this is one of the things that's done. It's actually done through the American Academy of Ophthalmology in conjunction with the Knights Templar Foundation.
What else about this program do you want people to know?
I think it's a good program. I think it really is designed to get people to get their eyes checked. So much of eye problems are treatable as long as you get to them before the problems become really bad.
So does this just cover the actual eye exam? What about if the senior citizen needs glasses or their eyes are in much worse condition and maybe they do need an operation?
It actually covers the medical treatment on the doctor's part through surgery for a period of a year. So if you need surgery, it's going to be covered. Now, as far as medications, there are a number of different programs around which can get people medications, hardship. Certainly we can help direct patients to get the services that they need.
So how is your association that you belong to or your office getting the word out about this program? Of course, you're on our show and that's helping, but how else do you plan to get this word out to let more seniors know?
Well, hopefully through media. We've been doing a lot of press releases, and frankly, this kind of stuff is great for getting the message out. Word of mouth is always good. I know that the American Academy of Ophthalmology is spending a fair amount of money, the foundation, on advertising the eye care projects.
And you said it's as simple as calling a 1-800 number and
and speaking to a person on the other end of the phone. And what they'll do is they'll determine your eligibility, and they will also refer you to a participating ophthalmologist. You can't just walk into a doctor's office and say, hey, I'm here from that. There actually is paperwork, and they do track it, and they keep tabs of people who call to find out what's happened.
Do you have an idea of how many doctors maybe in the Middlesex, Somerset County area?
That I'm not sure of. I think throughout the state there's about 100 to 150 ophthalmologists participating in the program.
Okay, and Dr. Scharfman, as far as that number, again, the 1-800 number, and any other information you want to give people.
Right. In addition to the 1-800 number, I have information on my website at www.njlasicmd.com, or you can even go to the American Academy's website, which is www.aao.org.
Dr. Scharfman, thank you so much for being with me today. For Making a Difference, I'm Diane de Oliveira.
Mark your calendars now for Sunday, March 21st for the 21st Annual Daisy Breakfast at the Brunswick Hilton in East Brunswick. The annual Daisy Breakfast is one of the biggest fundraising events for Camp Daisy here in town. Enjoy a wonderful breakfast with juice, coffee, rolls, bacon, eggs, pancakes, and more in a great atmosphere. Take the whole family. Call the neighbors. Tickets are only $10 and just $2 for children under 10. All proceeds go directly to Camp Daisy because there's no overhead. The beautiful space, staff, and food are all donated. So come out and participate in this wonderful event Sunday, March 21st, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Brunswick Hilton on Route 18 in East Brunswick. Oh, and the parking is free. For advance tickets, call the Recreation Office at 732-390-6797.
At last Monday's Town Council meeting, Mayor Neary recognized the St. Bart's Buffaloes with 3 proclamations. One for the Pee Wee football team, one for the Junior Pee Wee football team, and one for the Junior Pee Wee cheerleaders. Each team was recognized for placing first in a competition. Now, here's Mayor Neary's proclamation for the Buffaloes Pee Wee football team.
Whereas for over 30 years, St. Bart's Buffaloes Pop Warner football and cheerleading has helped boys and girls believe in themselves and achieve their best on the field and in the classroom. And whereas this past year, the St. Bart's Buffaloes Pee Wee Football League placed first in Jersey Shore Pop Warner Football League C North Division. They also went undefeated in the regular season with a record of 8 wins and no losses. And whereas this type of competition provides an opportunity for our youth to learn and enjoy the meaning of team spirit and the value of hard work and dedication. And whereas the St. Bart's Buffaloes Pee Wee football team have worked hard and brought home not only trophies, but also recognition for St. Bart's Buffaloes and for the Township of East Brunswick. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, William Neary, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, congratulates the St. Bart's Buffaloes Pee Wee football team, including their coaches and their advisors, for their winning first place, and commend them for exhibiting qualities of dedication, perseverance, and self-sacrifice throughout the entire season. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Later that night, the mayor spoke about the bus contract in his report.
I received notification today that the Appellate Division has upheld Judge Waugh's decision in the trial court decision that the specifications were impermissibly ambiguous for the bus contract. We have not had the benefit of discussing this with our legal counsel. Therefore, I'm not prepared to comment on the reasons for this decision, nor begin to discuss the next step in this long and frustrating process. I will say, however, that the court found that the language dealing with frequency of service was ambiguous, since both parties interpreted our requirements in a different manner. I have scheduled a meeting with our legal counsel to explore this issue in depth and for guidance on how to proceed. Because of the importance of this issue and the amount of litigation we have experienced so far, I will not be discussing this issue without the benefit of legal advice. I hope to have our legal counsel make a presentation to the council in the near future, and until then I would advise all the members of the council and the township staff to refrain from speculation on this very sensitive topic.
The next town council meeting will be on Monday, March 1st.
Welcome to This Week at Mason Gross. I'm your host, Meg France, and today our guest is the Mason Gross Dean, George Stauffer, who has been the Mason Gross Dean since the summer of 2000. Today he joins us to talk about our annual event, Rutgers in New York, this year being Rutgers Dance at the K. Dean Stauffer, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Meg. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. So tell us a little bit about the event. When's it going to be? Where?
This event will be at the K Playhouse on East 68th Street, and it will be on March 31st. That's a Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Wonderful. I understand this is Mason Gross's 4th trip to New York for the Rutgers in New York series. Can you tell us a little bit about the history?
It is indeed the 4th event. When I arrived at Mason Gross, it was my feeling that the school needed a broader profile, and also that we needed to give our students, New Jersey students, the opportunity to perform in the cultural capital of the world, which is New York and Manhattan in particular. So we initiated a series of events. Beginning in 2001, we took Avery Fisher Hall by storm with our orchestra and choruses. And in 2002, we went to the Majestic Theater, home of the Phantom of the Opera, and presented a showcase of our theater and drama students. And in 2003, we went to the Bill Maines Art Gallery in Chelsea with an art exhibition by our students. In each case, these events incorporated student work as well as faculty and alumni pieces.
So why is it that the local community here in New Jersey should travel to New York to see this event?
Because we hope that local New Jerseyans will have pride in their university and their students and take the opportunity to see them on the stage in the greatest cultural center in the world, New York. For our students, this is an extraordinary opportunity to show that they can compete with the very best, and it's also an opportunity for the Mason Gross School and for Rutgers to show that we are one of the top institutions in the country.
Excellent. So what can we expect to see at Rutgers Dance at the K?
At the Rutgers Dance at the K, you will see our students taking part in the dances, and we will see choreography by faculty members Julia Ritter, John Evans, and Randy James, and also work by David Parsons, The Envelope, which we performed here on campus under David's direction. And also as choreographers, we will have alumnae Lisa Race and Cleo Mack perform with their dance troupes in choreographies of their own production. And we will also have a student choreographer, and this will be Michelle Silk, one of our prize BFA students.
Great. Now that each discipline will have traveled to Manhattan one time, do you plan on continuing the series next year?
Yes, absolutely. Music is next in the cycle, coming up for their 2nd time, and we are looking to Carnegie Hall for a concert with our orchestra and our choruses and perhaps some other ensembles as well.
Great. Dean Stauffer, how can one go about purchasing tickets for this event?
One can obtain tickets directly at the K box office at 68th and Lexington, or one can call the K box office and reserve tickets. That number is 212-772-4448. Or one can find information by calling our box office number, and that is 732-932-7511. Or one can go on the web and find information at www.rutgersinnewyork.com.
Great. Dean Stauffer, thank you so much for being a guest with us
Been a pleasure,
today.
Meg.
We really appreciate it. Again, the date for the Rutgers in New York event, Dance at the K, is March 31st at 8 p.m. at the K Playhouse in Manhattan. And for further information, you can call 732-932-7511 or visit the web at www.rutgersinnewyork.com.
Mark your calendars now for Sunday, March 21st for the 21st Annual Daisy Breakfast at the Brunswick Hilton in East Brunswick. The annual Daisy Breakfast is one of the biggest fundraising events for Camp Daisy here in town. Enjoy a wonderful breakfast with juice, coffee, rolls, bacon, eggs, pancakes, and more in a great atmosphere. Take the whole family. Call the neighbors. Tickets are only $10 and just $2 for children under 10. All proceeds go directly to Camp Daisy because there's no overhead. The beautiful space, staff, and food are all donated. So come out and participate in this wonderful event Sunday, March 21st, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Brunswick Hilton on Route 18 in East Brunswick. Oh, and the parking is free. For advance tickets, call the Recreation Office at 732-390-6797.
That's all for this week. Thanks for watching.